and you can quote this on me. There is no way the Orioles or Red Sox make the playoffs this season. Yeah, yeah. There's no way. There's no way.
I set the bar really low at the NBA predictions.
I don't think all Mavs fans look into the stats like I do.
It's not the great value Target brand toilet paper or whatever. It's the Charmin Ultra Strong.
I don't know if Nick Nurse is the coach for the Raptors. I don't know if he's the reason why they won the 2019 championship. I feel like that was more of a team effort.
The Mavs cannot say we do not miss Seth Curry shooting threes.
This questions the firing of Dwayne Casey, who I think is a very underrated coach.
To me, the Capitals really pushed all their chips for this season.
Hello, I'm Mike Grimes, and you've been listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. A lot of stuff happening in the NFL, but the man that I'm sure his team's pretty set at wide receiver. My team's not going to do anything at wide receiver anymore. Kind of surprised about the Pickens trade, but let us know your world at the end. But we got Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen still on the market, Austin.
Yeah, yesterday we talked about George Pickens and that whole ordeal. So if you guys haven't seen that video, please check it out. But yeah, which teams are going to make moves for? Could one team make moves for both of these guys, or is there just going to be two different teams that make moves for each of them? Or do we think that one of them or both of them don't get signed at all? I do think that both of them get signed. I find it really hard to believe that they won't, but it may be June or July when that happens. I think it could be later into the offseason cycle when they do get picked up.
Yeah, I can see that. I do think both are great route runners and are older, so that could explain why. But I would be shocked if it's by training camp, no one signed them yet. And I think one thing you mentioned, we talked about the George Pickens trade. I think one of these two, I would guess Amari Cooper goes to the Steelers.
Yeah, and just talking about kind of their efficiency last year, Keenan Allen, 70 receptions, 744 yards, and 7 touchdowns in 15 games last year. While Amari Cooper, he had 547 yards and 4 touchdowns on 44 receptions. Cooper does kind of feel like that Steelers-esque player. I think that that's a good bet. I don't have either of these guys going to the Steelers, but I do think that's probably a good bet. I think that the Steelers are probably an option based on kind of his tenure and what he's really matured as a player as he's got through his career, and he kind of fits that Steelers vibe, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, he's just quiet. He doesn't really talk. He just runs his routes, and especially if the Steelers sign Aaron Rodgers, it's just not really a locker room issue because he was in Cleveland. There was, quarterback controversy there. Bills, not controversy, but a better team. So that's something we could see happen. So, yeah, I think I agree. It's hard to explain, but it's just he's quiet and it works. And kind of looking at it, I do think the Bills need a wide receiver. I don't think they're bad. And, of course, it worked for Josh Allen. But right now it looks like they have Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel. And
I will say Amari was there last year, if you remember.
Yeah, which is why I don't think he's going back there, because why wouldn't they have signed him already if they wanted to keep him?
That's a good point.
But they can maybe get Keenan Allen. The Bears seem pretty loaded on wide receiver now, especially since they got Luther Burden in the draft. But I can't really think of any other wide receiver needy teams. Like, the Cowboys need wide receiver help, but I just don't see them doing it.
So you say Cooper goes to the Steelers, but you haven't made a prediction regarding Keenan Allen yet?
Haven't made a prediction yet. I think I'll say Keenan Allen goes to the Bills.
Okay. I like this because we're going with two. None of those teams I have on mine.
Ooh,
I have Keenan Allen going to the Raiders. I think the Raiders with Geno are going to try to build something more on the offensive side. They really could have a really good offense if they pick up Keenan. They have Jacoby Myers, who I think is a very good wide receiver too. They have Ashton Genty. They have Brock Bowers. They have Geno. Their offense could be really good if they add Keenan. I saw some people saying like Amari Cooper come back to
Dallas,
the Raiders, even though it's not the same city, it's the same
okay.
organization. I was going to say Oakland, but that is not actually working because they are in Las Vegas now. But I don't think he does that. I think that he was soured kind of on the experience that he had previously. And I think that Keenan Allen is the guy that goes there. On the other side, though, the guy where I think Amari Cooper goes, I think Amari Cooper will sign with a team that's maybe a little bit more interesting. I think he goes to another older team. I have him going to the Giants. The Giants with Russell Wilson. I think that that Amari Cooper would be a really good mentor for a young wide receiver, and Malik Neighbors kind of fits that mold. I think the Giants could be a really good team this upcoming year with their defense, how good their defense is. If Russ plays really well and you give Russ enough talent around him, they could be competitive. I like Tyron Tracy plus Cam Scatabo. I like Theo Johnson, their tight end. Their line keeps getting better. They have Malik Neighbors. If you add a wide receiver too there, I think that there could be a pretty solid offense.
Yeah, and I think the thing with Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper is they both are serviceable wide receivers, and I would say pretty good wide receivers. They're not what they were, but if you're a team that wants to win now, they're win now players. And you mentioned the Raiders and Giants. That could work for both options, I would say.
Yeah, you don't sign Russ not to try to do something this year, right?
Yeah.
I think Brian DeBall is really on the hot seat, and I don't think he has to do amazing this year. But if he makes the playoffs this year and loses in the first round, he won't get fired. So it's kind of just building that rapport with Russell Wilson for Amari Cooper if he does go there. And he won't have to move that far. I mean, he's going from New York to technically New Jersey, but not that far away.
Yeah, I agree. So, all right. I like the Raiders pick for Keenan Allen because I think they're winning now.
I said this before. You don't hire Pete Carroll to not win now.
And
like it's a win now hire.
You don't take Genty that high if you're waiting a couple of years or like
I agree.
Developing. So they want to fix it quickly. So yeah, that would be interesting with Amari Cooper being back in the NFC East. I think another team that we could see is maybe the Chiefs scoop in and sign one of these wide receivers.
Another team I was thinking was Washington.
Yeah. Because they may just
they have Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
But after McLaurin, it kind of is shaky.
They have Debo.
Debo's not really a wide receiver, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like he's a chess piece, and it's really how he's going to play. But you need another wide receiver. Debo really struggled last year being a wide receiver, being a route runner, making plays down the field. Debo's good, really, really short, and also running the ball, but like short routes for his main MO. So I feel like to get an actual guy running routes, deep routes, would be important.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it wouldn't be bad for them because they would want to load up. And it's not going to cost that much to sign these guys.
Yeah, I don't think it costs that much.
Yeah. But very interesting to see what happens. We'll keep you updated on that. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders' Opinions.